ABC presenter Yasmin Abdel-Majid remains under fire this morning for suggesting Australians think about refugees rather than Australian soldiers on Anzac Day. There are calls for her sacking from the national broadcaster after she posted on Facebook, "Lest we forget Manus, Nauru, Syria, Palestine."
Hello, I'm Paul Barry. Welcome to Media Watch and to this year's Anzac Day outrage, which has seen war declared on the ABC and its part-time presenter. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Yasmin Abdel-Majid. I thought her claim that Islam is the most feminist religion was ludicrous. And her Anzac Day Facebook post, for which she has apologised, was tactless at best. But I do not believe that she or the ABC deserved this sort of lynch mob.
Two-finger salute. ABC hosts ultimate insult to Anzac legend.
Un-Australian Broadcasting Corporation backs activist who demeans our war heroes.
No one does outrage better than Sydney's Daily Telegraph, and it branded Abdel-Majid's suggestion that we spend some of Anzac Day remembering refugees as
a sickening insult to the nation's war dead.
The telly also slammed the un-ABC as spineless for
refusing to sack or even condemn a star broadcaster.
And it then laid into her and the ABC inside the paper in this editorial and this Warren Brown cartoon giving the young, outspoken Muslim woman the finger. Other News Corp papers and columnists also worked themselves into a lather about Abdel-Majid's ill-timed comment. And before long, Conservative politicians were queuing up on TV and radio to blame the ABC for her crime, with Tony Abbott leading the charge for Team Australia.
The ABC is supposed to support Australia. It's supposed to support Australian values, and there's nothing more Australian, nothing more sacred than the commemoration of Anzac Day. You've got to join Team Australia.
He was soon followed by Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce.
It starts to become a sense that the culture of the ABC, in some instances, is at odds with the culture of Australia.
And right on cue, One Nation's Pauline Hanson had also joined the attack.
This is why I'm calling for the ABC, that is a left-wing ideology, pushing their own agenda. They are not representing all Australians right across the board fairly. Now, they should have a cut to the funding. Most of them are on nearly up to $400,000 in wages. That's taxpayers' expense.
And soon it was on for young and old, with Erica Betts calling for her to be sacked from a government board, George Christensen suggesting self-deportation might be the answer, and public clamour for the ABC to dump her, which the telly naturally reported with great enthusiasm.
Gross offence.
Sack Yasmin.
Online petition hits
11,000.
Online petition hits
14,000.
Online petition hits
15,000.
Abdel-Majid presents a roundup of ABC News on Saturday morning. She's also appeared as a guest on Q&A and The Drum. And she partly owes those roles to being Muslim, black and a woman. But that also explains the vitriol being thrown at her on her Facebook page and the internet, suggesting,
"You Muslim maggot.
You are cancer."
They fought and died so that filth like you have rights in this country.
Come to Adelaide, you raghead. You won't need a return home ticket, I promise you that.
But Abdel-Majid is also being savage because she works for the ABC, even though it's pretty clear she does not speak for the national broadcaster or its journalists. And if you doubt that, take a look at the ABC's wall-to-wall Anzac Day coverage, which you could not escape on radio or TV.
So it's all about giving thanks to these people and paying tribute for their service.
The ABC covered Anzac Day dawn services live from Gallipoli and Villers-Bretonneux on the Western Front, and ran hours of stories on TV and radio honouring Australia's war dead.
They're as rare as hen's teeth. Letters home from Aboriginal men who served in the Australian Imperial Force during the First World War.
This is the photo of some of us that left Aussie together, still clinging together like brothers, and will die together.
The ABC also created a special Anzac Day website with almost 50 separate stories and photo essays on the diggers and our war veterans, and an interactive app to let people explore the Gallipoli landings. The ABC, un-Australian? Come on, that is absurd. It's also absurd to take one post from a part-time presenter on her personal Facebook page to suggest the ABC has a political agenda. Who has the agenda here, I wonder? And there is another thing, because the columnists, politicians and media outlets demanding Yasmin be punished are the very ones who've been manning the barricades to defend free speech, as the telly's own Joe Hildebrand was brave enough to point out.
Here's the thing about free speech. It means you're allowed to say dumb things. You're even allowed to say offensive things. Remember that little debate we had about 18C? The people on the far side of the argument will say, well, we're not telling her what she can and can't say. We don't want her to go to jail. We just want her to be sacked.
Yep, free speech, but with limits. Free to be abused, threatened, shouted down or silenced, which is how ideologues on the left and right like to play the free speech game. But now let's have some fun and check out some of the month's cracking headlines on news.com.au and the Daily Mail.
Short, disappointing and shameful. People who waited until their wedding night to have sex reveal all about their first time in very honest confessions.
Pilot reveals terrifying tale of a near-disaster experience while the passengers remained blissfully unaware.
I lost 12 hours of my life and I have no idea what happened.
People who are convinced they've been abducted by aliens share their very bizarre stories.
Unbelievable, eh? And with one thing in common. They're all ripped from Reddit, aka the front page of the internet, which is a huge and mostly anonymous online forum famous for aggregating the good, bad and the weird and sending it viral, like this salacious story from last year.
Woman takes to Reddit to beg users for advice after finding out she and her fiancé are half-siblings, revealing that her partner has known for a year, but hid the truth for fear of losing her.
That turned out to be not true, as if you couldn't guess. With the author of the fake news story telling crikey,
it was a hoax designed to expose how the media shamelessly rips and repurposes anonymous Reddit posts with no attempts at verification.
And had any journalists bothered to check the story before jumping into bed? Not according to the hoaxer.
Press outlets like the Daily Mail, the Herald Sun, Uprocks and many others did not reach out for comment verification and did not mention that they failed to do so.
So, did journalists learn from that mistake and clean up their act? No. 2 weeks later, they got caught again.
Melbourne landlord blasted for installing coin-operated toilet.
Stingy landlord makes tenant pay per flush.
And this time, Seven even got its panel of in-house experts to discuss the yarn.
It's a bit rough to expect tenants to pay $1 to flush the loo, isn't it?
Oh, of course it is, but I'm worried about inflation.
So, was a landlord out there really making you pay per poo? No. And by the time Seven went to air, Reddit users had already realised that the story smelt.
Please let this be a statement about fake news. Also, hi to Media Watch.
Hi to you too. So, did 7:10 on News Corp check before putting the toilet on the telly? No, the hoaxer told Media Watch.
The only media outlets to try contacting me before running the story were The Age and BBC News.
And they decided not to publish when he did not respond. So, has the Australian media now learned not to recycle Reddit as fact-based news? No again. During April, the Daily Mail published 33 stories pilfered from Reddit users, or more than one a day. Mamma Mia, meanwhile, is up to 23 this year. And news.com.au has run 18, including this story 2 weeks ago about penis-patterned pillows, based on a post from a user called Waffle Twat. So, why do they do it? Pressure of time, space to fill, and clicks to get. And as one former Daily Mail staffer told us anonymously, they are encouraged to do it.
The editors were instructing us to go on Reddit daily. You don't want to do it, but it's a way to get clicks easily.
And were they told to check? Not exactly.
Once a video had been posted on Reddit, I thought it looked fake, and I said to an editor, "Are we sure this is legit? It might be fake." The response was,
"Who cares when it'll get the clicks?"
And that is the motto, it seems, of a lot of modern online news, as it struggles to stay afloat. And talking of struggling, let's look at Australia's most popular television network, or so you'd think from its triumph on TV's glitzy Night of Nights.
And the TV Week Logie goes to... Have you been paying attention?
And the TV Week Logie goes to... Let's have a look, Todd.
From Channel 10.
Waleed Ali.
Yes, it was a huge night for Channel 10 at the annual Logie Awards last week, scoring 8 statues, more than any of its rivals. So, surely all these popular programmes must be adding up to big bucks for shareholders. Well, no.
Channel 10 has announced half-year losses today of $232 million. Now, it's also made a fairly dramatic warning that it needs to get its debt financing renegotiated and secured, otherwise its future could be in doubt.
Future in doubt? What on earth's going on? Well, those 10 hit shows aren't as popular as you might think. In fact, Gogglebox has been the highest rating among them this year, and the only one competitive in its time slot. Meanwhile, the biggest loser, one of 10 so-called tent-pole franchises that's supposed to hold up the network, has been a disaster, and another, The Bachelor, has been shedding viewers. But falling ratings and weak advertising revenue are not 10's biggest problem, because as directors warned in announcing their half-year results on Thursday,
there is a material uncertainty that may cast significant doubt on the group's ability to continue as a going concern.
Which is accountants speak for there is a risk that 10 will go bust, and soon. The network is operating at the mercy of its bank, the Commonwealth, and 3 billionaire benefactors, News Corp co-chair Lachlan Murdoch, casino magnate James Packer, and regional TV owner Bruce Gordon, who have guaranteed its overdraft. Both the bank and the benefactors have to be repaid in December, and 10 does not have the $100 million or more that it will owe them by then. So, what will happen?
Does it need a new white knight to come along and save the company? Well, here was the CEO today.
Look, I don't think we need a white knight. What we need is it's an operating model that is profitable, so that we can stand on our own 2 feet.
But that has been the plan all along, and it's easier said than done. 10 is locked into expensive programme deals with US studios and is losing around $2 million a month. So, even with more cost cuts and a reduction in government licence fees, which 10 is hoping for, the network may not survive. And industry analyst Peter Cox believes one of its billionaire benefactors, Lachlan Murdoch, may end up controlling it.
News Corp would want to take this over. They can put their Sky News into Channel 10 and get economies there. They're already supplying Fox product into the network, so that would suit them. And I think they see that they would think that they can run this network more successfully in the future.
That solution, however, needs a change in media ownership laws to allow News Corp to swoop. And that may not happen in time to stop 10 going down in flames. Perhaps to rise again as a smaller, less ambitious beast.
I think personally that the best result would be put it into receivership, restructure the company, restructure their program deals with the studios, and then try and make a viable business out of a more niche free-to-air channel.
Meanwhile, 10's shares have fallen 40% since the announcement, and they're now worth 1/100th of what they were 10 years ago. TV today is a tough business. And finally tonight, to a bit of news.
Pro-Assad site Al Masdar suspends editor Paul Antonopoulos after he was shown to be active on Nazi site Stormfront.
Well. MediaWatch last month highlighted the role of a couple of Australians in defending President Assad's murderous Syrian regime. Former Sydney academic Paul Antonopoulos was one of them, claiming in this story in Al Masdar News that the chemical attack on Khan Shaykhun, which killed around 90 people, was a pantomime and a fake. Antonopoulos also tweeted on similar lines,
"Even the guys fixing my floor today wore better masks than the white helmets who were dealing with chemicals in Idlib."
This weekend, Antonopoulos was stood down and then forced to resign from his job as Al Masdar News' deputy editor after it was revealed he had posted race-hate comments 10 years ago on a pro-Nazi website called Stormfront. Here is one of many.
"I think a white Australia's pretty much long gone now, with the influx of Chinese, Koreans and Sudanese. I believe all whites should migrate to Victoria and Tasmania. Let the immigrants in other states kill each other, overdose, rape each other, etc., etc. Don't get me started on the Jews."
We asked Antonopoulos for comment. He has not responded. Meanwhile, French intelligence has added its voice to claims that the attack did involve sarin and that the gas came from Syrian government stockpiles. And you can read more about tonight's stories on our Facebook page or our website, where you can get a transcript and download the programme. You can also catch up with us on iView and contact me or MediaWatch on Twitter. And don't miss Media Bites every Thursday on Facebook, Twitter and our website, and also on iView. But for now, until next week, That's all from us. Goodbye.